the Orlando Magic get a leap year day victory against the Utah Jazz, 115 to 107. What is up, second cousins? Your boy Kyle, joined by Jay. Happy to be recapping and reacting to the Magic victory. A nail biter. Far closer than it had to be, Jay. But, man, Jalen Suggs, I got the 4 on right now. We got it. Yeah, various versions. You had to put it on for the reaction because, holy crap,
yeah.
Jalen Suggs, 3 of his 4 threes coming in the last, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Just big shots where we couldn't seem to get more than, a 2-possession lead on these guys. Jalen Suggs comes through and just hits one after the other and just kind of ices the game, man. It's so nice. I mean, we know we got Paulo and Franz, and those are dudes right there. But, Jalen Suggs, this man has ice in his veins. He is not scared of the big moment. He's done it for us before, Jay. Just so happy for this guy and all that he's come from. He's had, kind of a tough slog to get where he is, and I'm just happy to see him really, thriving now.
No, for sure, man. Special night for Jalen Suggs. As always, you can tell that man loves playing at the Kia Center, man. He loves the fans. The energy is crazy, man. He scored 15 points in the game. 9 were in that last quarter.
In the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Man. That's insane.
Yeah.
Talk about clutch, right?
Yeah.
So.
And a night where we're not shooting the ball well from beyond the arc. We started good and then it just went away. We ended at 10 of 30, but I mean that could have been way uglier if it was 7 of 27 without Jalen's 3 makes at the end. So I love the cojones on these guys, the testes, the huevos on these gentlemen. They are large, they are confident. It's just that's the type of team where, it's a young team, but I'm sure no one wants to play the Magic in the playoffs because even though they're young, they've got some confidence, they've got some swagger. So it was good to see, man.
Just browsing online, through Twitter and whatnot, you literally see fans from other teams talking about yo, the Magic is not the team that we want to play.
Right.
We be in there doing a little reconnaissance or whatever, but yeah, the Magic is definitely, it's insane, man. Before we started this, I'm over here thinking, I'm how am I going to enter this recap today? And I just wanted to be as soon as you said Jay, I would be hey, because I don't know about you, but if you see that broadcast with Paolo, man, he you can hear that man every single time he drives. That's what he does. He's hey, it's funny, man. But yeah, so I mean, watching the game, first quarter, I thought the first quarter was all right, man. The second quarter, we kind of kick things up. And then I don't know what happened in the late in the second quarter, man. We lost that lead and just kind of walking into that break. So what did you think about what did you think about the start into the half?
You started with Gary Harris knocking down his first 2 threes of the game, and that's looking good. Gary Harris has really come on. I looked up in the last as of late, his last 5 games, he's shooting 62.5 from beyond the arc. Not a lot of attempts. Is 3.2 attempts per game. It's let's get that man some more food. Let's feed that man a little bit more because he's coming into his own. I've always loved Gary as a defender. It seems like we're getting peak of powers Gary Harris moving into the end of the season and into the playoff run, and that's an underrated player. I don't think he ended with too much tonight, but what did he have? He had 13 on 5 of 8, just a super efficient guy that's going to spread the floor.
Super efficient.
Yeah, he got in for – they only list him for 1 steals, but he had some deflections. He had some, 4 boards, an assist. So, just a great glue guy. I liked how he started. I think we won the first quarter 29-21, all things looking good. Yes. And then I think at one point that you're referencing in the second quarter, we were up 43-30. And we started hamming on him a little bit. I think we kind of just underestimated the Jazz a little bit. The guys got a little cocky, a little overconfident, oh, we got this win. People were styling on the dunks and trying to make all these passes. And there were some nice passes in there. Jalen Suggs behind the back, Cole one-arm dunking, hanging on the rim. There was some nice stuff. But then we started to get a little careless with the rock and let the hot, beyond the arc shooting Utah Jazz get into it. This was, to me, man, like a classic. I was frustrated, Jay. Like after that, they came back into it second quarter. Sure. We couldn't shake them. And it was really like a classic inside versus outside team, like a big man shit versus a small ball team, because they were shooting it. They hit 16 of 37, shot 43% from beyond the arc. But at times they were like closer to 45, 50% from beyond the arc. So I just wasn't pleased with how we let them back in and then just let them stick around.
Yeah, I definitely, like, I think it was more of a thing of like towards the very end, you were like, all right, let's see how bad like our boys really, really want this, man. Because like that's the thing, man. Like this is leading up to the peak of like that, that playoff like era or whatever for the season. Like the game is going to change. They're going to be facing a lot more challenging, teams, whether it's not going to be good if we keep playing this way, man. We have to, for sure, like figure out kind of the recipe with like maybe changing up the lineups or whatever. But we got to figure it out, because during the playoffs, it's not gonna be able to fly.
Yeah, I mean, Five coming back was great tonight. 29 points. His box score looks great. 29 points, 10 of 16, 1 from 4 beyond the arc, 8 of 11 from the line, 9 boards, 6 assists, but 6 turnovers, man. Paulo made some really bad kind of passes. He was trying to go cross court a lot, and Paulo's playmaking and passing is way underrated, I think, by most people that don't watch the Magic. He can be a kind of almost a transcendent passer at that forward position. But tonight, man, we were just trying to get, again, like I said, like a little bit, we were pushing a little bit too much and trying to make these, flamboyant passes, when really we needed to get back to what Coach Mosley preaches, which is just, pay attention to the details. Just do the small things, man, and that shit will come. And it seemed like they were trying to showboat too much.
Yeah, with you saying that also, there was definitely at least 2 or 3 plays where he was in the spot to either make a shot or go for the drive, and he passed it. So we've talked about this before, but literally, like, it's just he's very passive. Eventually, I'd assume he's gonna grow out of it, But definitely, like, that's one thing that I noticed is he was definitely in the lane for either a shot, And speaking of which, like, his mid-range jumper is crazy, man. That thing's unstoppable once he gets it going.
Absolutely, man. That is crazy. But yeah, I feel like he has definitely been in a shooting slump this last, I wanted to look it up, but maybe I will in a moment. Like the last 10, 15 games, he hasn't been shooting the rock well. To your point, he passed up a wide open 3 in the corner at one. I think that was in like the third quarter at some point. And I was just yelling at the TV screen like, man, what are you doing? Like he passes up the wide open 3 to get into contact. I know his game is down low, but come on, man. That's wide open. The Wagner bros, each adding 14 tonight. I was pissed at FanDuel, man. Come on, get your shit together, FanDuel. I logged on 20 minutes before this game. I'm trying to put my money down on Moritz Wagner, all right? The man is hot. Let me gamble my hard-earned cashola on this man, and they will not let me. They didn't even have Moritz lines tonight, Jay. It was disrespectful.
That's super disrespectful. Do you guys not have Hard Rock up there?
We have, everything else. We have legal sports
we don't have,
gambling.
It's crazy.
All you have is Hard Rock,
anything.
Right?
All I have is Hard Rock. And I would tell you what, it's fantastic, man. I love it. I lost all my money tonight, but I've never been so happy to lose my money before.
Yeah. Let's see. What other storylines do I have?
So you
here?
were talking. Yeah, you were talking about all the crazy flamboyant passes. Yep. One person who looked pretty damn good doing them passes tonight was Cole Anthony, man. Cole Anthony was in his bag. He did a couple of them little flashy no-look passes. I liked his game tonight. He, there's moments where he goes and he tries to do too much or whatever, but eventually I think he will also grow out of that. He's just trying to be a little bit more contributing, but definitely I liked his game tonight.
Going amongst the trees, 7 boards for the little man too, 4 assists, 9
the
points.
Littlest guy on that floor, man.
Yes, the biggest heart though. He's got the biggest heart.
Jalen Suggs, man.
Oh, that's true. I mean, we
Hey.
got a lot of guys that just like wear it on their sleeve, which is why this team is so freaking lovable. I was a little worried for our boy Mickey Mouse. I was worried DeSantis was going to come get him because he was doing the drum major scene at one of the breaks, and I was like, "Watch out, Mickey! You know, Ron's going to come get you."
Markel Fultz, 1 for 4. You know, he
Mhm.
played 20 minutes. I would like to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah.
We've been playing him late in the game, as we were talking about. I think he just kind of trying to get him reps,
Mhm.
basically. I think so, trying to get him back in the game. Um,
Yeah, I think like
let's see.
looking at Markel, and I've been watching him closely. It looks to me, and let me know in the comments, second cousins, but the shot isn't as broken as it was. It looks like the nerve issue is clearing up for him a little bit because the shot release is a little harder, a little higher. I'm sorry. He just seems to have a little bit more comfort with it. I mean, a couple weeks ago, he was passing up anything that wasn't a layup. And, last year, his 18-foot jumper
He's
was
taking a couple more
silky.
shots for sure.
Yeah, and he's like starting to extend it a little bit. So I'm wondering if that terminal outlet syndrome, the nerve issue that runs through his shoulder, is getting, the prehab and the rehab that they're doing on it is helping and it's lessening because it looks like his shot is being released much, much higher. So I'm excited. I mean, if we can get Markel Fultz's 18-foot jumper back by the time we're in the playoffs, that would be awesome. Because otherwise, you say, Jay, you want to see it ramped up. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he can earn those minutes. We need some more spacing around our key players. And it looks like Caleb Houston is a guy. Gary Harris is a guy that's coming on hot right now. Caleb Houston is earning Mosley's trust. Joe Ingles in
Oh,
limited
for
minutes
sure.
has been doing good things and is still a threat. He went 1 of 2 from beyond the arc tonight. So, Markelle is going to have to start knocking down some shots or just doing those intangible things like getting the steal from Colin Sexton when actually that was Gary Harris. My bad, Gary. Just doing those little things. He loves to get those like sneaky steals and he's always getting boards.
And
But
run all the way to the other side.
right, like so I don't know. I'm optimistic about Markelle and I would like to see some more minutes. I'm going to be following him very, very closely here.
So for me, how did you feel about Wendell? Wendell, for starting, 22 minutes, he made 2 field goals out of
Yeah.
6 that he attempted. How many rebounds did
Yeah.
he have? Let's see. He had
5
five
boards.
rebounds.
Yeah, I bet
I
that was
guess. I
one of
mean,
the guys. I mean, I
he
think I
ended it with
bet
a
in his
+9.
over.
So
I bet in his over at like, I think it was like 7.5 rebounds. I'm like, come on, your center's got to get you 7.5 rebounds.
at least, man,
But
that's the
he
thing.
he hasn't, man. That line has been consistent for a while now. He looks he fades away there for me. And I know
Yeah.
what he does in the post at the block at the I call it the hammer or the nail at the
Yeah.
top of the key where he's setting screens and doing dribble handoffs and stuff. That's really important for the offense. But man, Wendell was a little bit more dynamic earlier on the season before he got injured. He's been shooting really well from beyond the arc and he didn't take any threes tonight, so he hasn't been popping that well. He's not getting the boards. He's just kind of seems to be a little floating out there. He's a little
Is
lost in the sauce for me.
definitely lost in the sauce, man. It was in my opinion, there was a point in time where the game was a very serious game for everybody else, and I
Mhm.
saw him on TV like just all smiles and giggles, and I was just like, bro, like, do you even know like this is like the guys are trying to win this. Like, what are you smiling for? Like, you guys lost the lead or whatever. Like, you guys need to get your head in the game and play,
Yeah,
So definitely, I mean, it wasn't my favorite tonight for sure. Um, Paulo almost had them 30 points, man.
that's nice.
Shout out to Paulo.
That's
Yeah.
nice. But and even like I like the 30 points, but again, like again the play didn't seem just the turnovers just rubbed me the wrong way. It seemed he was just a
I
little
got
out of
you.
sort.
The free throws, again,
Right.
that's definitely if we would have lost, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So who cares, right? We talk about the dubs, but I'm saying if we would have lost, I mean, we gave up 10 points in free
Mhm.
throws missed. So definitely like that, that's just things we know. How did you feel about Mosley's rotations tonight?
I mean, I'm not gonna harp on the man too much. It seems like now Markel is coming off the bench, which is definitely interesting. He's trusting Jalen Suggs to kind of run that first unit. And there's already a lot of ball handling on that first unit. Paulo can handle the rock. Franz can handle the rock. So Jalen there as an auxiliary, kind of the guy who brings it up the court. That's fine. And I think it also is because Gary Harris has been playing so damn well in these last 5 games. Like I said, shooting 62% from beyond the arc. He's kind of forcing the coach's hand because of that. So Markel coming off the bench, that's interesting. I don't feel like that second unit has worked him all the way in, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when J.I. comes back, what happens with Markel's minutes, because you'd figure those would kind of be J.I.'s minutes. So I don't know. I don't get too much into the rotations, especially when we've got a guy who's been getting rotation minutes injured. Was there anything that really stuck out to you?
Um, so before I answer that, I was gonna say how many games we got left.
Oh man, we've played
Let's say we got like 25
59,
games
so we
left. So
have 29, 23,
20,
33.
23 games.
Yeah.
It'll be 15 games before Isaac takes his minutes.
Oh, you think it's that. So that's what the
Nah, I
illness
hope
is.
not.
You
I
think
hope
it,
not, man. I hope not. I hope not. But
I would let's talk a little. I mean, I don't like to talk about injury, but I was like illness. So did he just get what Paulo had? It just seemed weird. I feel lied to a lot when they talk about Jonathan Isaac just because of the history of it, and it's been so
they don't want everybody spazzing on.
everything's
Yeah.
been clandestine. There no one's talking about anything, but I don't know. It's very likely that he could have gotten what Paulo had, and he's sick. But I also feel like, nah, you might be lying to me. You just want more time for him to recover from this knee, and you don't want to tell me about the knee.
I feel like that's what it is, man. We shall see. We shall
Yeah,
see. If he plays
yeah,
on Sunday, even for a little bit, at least we know it's truly not that bad.
yeah.
I watched the interview. He was talking about why, that the minute that he was able to get up and walk to the
Mm,
back, he knew he was all right. But
word.
I don't know, man. That's called adrenaline.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm hoping that he will be back on his feet
Oh,
at
for sure.
least by March 21st when Peach and I are going to be down there with UJ and the rest
Oh
of the
yeah,
second
we in
cousins.
there.
Thursday, March 21st, Court Cousins Night. I just got 4 jerseys in the mail today. Those are all going to be given away along with some other stuff. Make sure you get your tickets if you're one of the first 5 people. I think we already have 3 people that have ordered tickets, and then myself as well. If you're one of the first 5, next 2 people, you're entered to win Apollo jersey. So you got 1 in 5 shot. The link is going to be in the comments here. I'm super pumped to be coming down, especially as well as this team is playing now. I'm looking at the standings. I don't think they're all the way updated. They take a minute here because it looks like we're still 13 and a half game back of the Knicks, but we shouldn't because the Knicks lost tonight and we won. So that should put us just 1 game back of the Knicks, I believe, for the 4th spot. The Heat are playing the Nuggets later tonight at 10 p.m. So
Tonight.
yeah, we're a half game back on them. So a lot could happen here after 10, or they're just tipped off, I guess. So by the time that game's over, the Magic could wake up and find themselves in like 6th place here. And the 76ers were only now a half game back of them, and they are tumbling without their superstar, Joel Embiid. So I'm sure they didn't play tonight. They'll probably play tomorrow. Let's just pray for losses for them and handle our business. But that's all from me on this one, Jay. Any last words before we send it away?
Oh man, good game, good dub. See you guys on Sunday.
Jalen Suggs, Jalen Suggs, Jalen Suggs, baby. Peace out, Jay. Peace out, second cousins.